Welcome back, survivors! I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to our finale week for Jurassic Park Hunter Legends Special Edition. I think you guys might have been clued in a little bit that this would be the final week because we have actually done the entire endemic roster. So we only have a few episodes left to do, and they'll be a bit less goal-oriented, aside from one. Well, actually, okay, less roster collection-oriented and more just specific goals or tests of sorts. This week is going to just focus on a little bit of testing with the Omega-09, some of the settings for the mod, and then a bit of a survival test in preparation for what the final episode will be, which is the Site X Challenge. But we're going to start the week with Omega-09 hunting, and what we're going to do, I'm going to keep sensitivity default, I'm going to keep aggressivity default for this hunt. We'll go in, try to get Omega-09 on Hammond Sanctuary, and then crank the aggressivity up, because I tried to record a few episodes of this series a couple of days, or just yesterday actually, but I had a lot of issues with the captures, so I did a little bit of changes to the driver software versions, what have you. It hopefully will be working a bit better, but one of the things I noticed when I cranked aggressivity up, the game became so much more difficult, and I don't think Site X is actually possible at max aggressivity. Like, we'll even go on to Hammond Sanctuary and show you how it changes things, but we'll just go on with it like this, try to hunt down Omega-09, and get a few for the trophy room if we can. But let's hop in and get to hunting this big boss dino. Now, we spawned way off from where I'd actually like to start, because Omega-09 is basically on the other side of the map. But I'm going to just try... Oh no, actually, I want to give this more of a fair fight, so I'm going to have to hop in and out a few times till we do spawn over on that side. So I'll see you guys in a little bit once we actually have a proper spawn. Okay, we finally spawned in, although... Okay. Well, this is going pretty quick for testing.
You've done a great job.
Okay, so Omega-09 will go down with... looks like about a clip and a quarter of the SMG. And trying to get this spawn took way longer than it should have. Like, there's probably, I think, 6 spawn points on the western side of the river, and only 2 on the eastern half here. So it really feels like for a lot of your chances to, like, have a proper fight with Omega-09, it's going to be more luck than anything. But we're going to take this one back to the trophy room, I'll crank up the aggressivity, and then we'll try going after it again. Okay, we're spawned in again on the proper side, and I've actually not been on this spawn location before. So there's actually maybe 3 on this side of the map. But aggressivity, it's kind of like a weird setting. It's not actually what you think, like how aggressive the dinosaurs would be to you. It's more how much HP they have. So it's almost like a toughness slider for how tough do you want the dinosaurs to be. And how much health do you want them to have as you're going after them. Mortal zone shots will still put them down with 1 hit. As you can see... So as you can see, 2 full rounds of SMG will not put down Omega-09, like, on default. And that is where I think the Site X Challenge is going to have some revision to it. Because I think what we'll have to do when it comes to Site X, because of how aggressivity is, and just, like, now that you don't have the same amount of animals as it was first, like, created, you'll probably have to keep aggressivity to default. The others can all still be cranked up to max for the challenge, and we will do that for the challenge. But I do think, just for the sake... Actually, you know what? I'm going to crank aggressivity up. I'm going to try for another Omega-09, but I'm going to try from the bridge and see just how much does it take to put Omega down. And that'll give us an idea of just how much more health it has. We already saw 2 full clips of SMG, or almost 2, because there might have been 1 or 2 shots didn't hit, still was not enough to put him down. So we'll hop in, try to see what the Uber Omega 09 takes. Okay, we're not in a bad spot per se for this. We're at one of the very westernmost spawn locations. So I do just want to be a bit careful. We might get attacked by a pack of something like the Proceratosaurus, Dilophosaurs, or Velociraptors. But I'm hoping our luck will hold out, that we can just kind of go in a straight line to the bridge, get up there, go across, and then see what we'll be dealing with when it comes to Omega. I don't know how much health it's going to have to it, but it is going to probably take a lot of weapons if we get hits. And then another thing is, because I had done, like, trying to record the episodes for this week already, Inspector did complete a Site X run, but I can tell it was on the just default aggressivity setting. And the reason for that is because the Velociraptors, if they're at max aggressivity, basically meaning maximum HP possible for them, they will not go down from a single revolver shot, like he has in his video and he's suggested in the comments of mine. They actually take at least 2 shots from the revolver anywhere on them go down at max aggressivity. And with how ammo is such a precious and limited resource, I do think the Site X challenge does have to be adjusted a bit in order to just be possible. So the only change I'm going to try for it is changing the aggressivity to be default, but I might also have to look at the density setting too, because there are a number of technical issues I've been running into on Site X that actually makes it pretty difficult, not because of, like, oh, the amount of animals coming at you, but almost because spawn locations are so cluttered, animals kind of start spawning into areas they really shouldn't, and that means they're actually breaking the game a little way, in a way. Like, I guess I'll talk about it in here, because we do have a little ways to go before we hit the bridge. So the Cryolophosaurus and the Monolophosaurus have easily been the worst offenders on Site X. They've gotten the most kills out of the entire mod without doubt in my mind. But one of the things that happens is that they almost seem to spawn, I'm not sure if it's on a different run of Site X or even outside of the playable area for us. But what happens with them is that they'll spawn almost somewhere else. They run through the wall, and then I don't know if they're running up the very edge of the wall and it makes like a very loud stomping sound, or they spawn outside the playable area and they try coming in, but you hear this like super heavy rushing stomping that you can't quite see where it is, and they'll just pop out of the rocks on, generally it's been from the right side of the map as you're going on, like to start on Site X. But they'll just clip through the wall and all of a sudden you haven't even seen them and they can get you. It hasn't been, they've like phased in and out of it. It's more like they just go across the boundaries of what should be possible for them to reach and get into and can come after you. Well, there's our swimming guy out there. Yeah, so he's already looking for us. So let's see what it takes. Well, I've got to actually hit him. I think he's using the boat as cover. Okay. Well, we'll try to bring him closer out to us. There we go. He's sort of... Okay, so, that was a lot of sniper rounds, full SMG clip. There was a number I was missing, but then also One looks like 4 shotgun rounds into him too, for a max aggressivity Omega-09. And unfortunately, a problem I've been running into has also just reared its head again, which is the game crashing on me. I don't think it's actually the mod. I think it's something more my computer figuring out the software, but yeah, we managed to get down Omega-09 with max aggressivity. I don't think it's possible for it on max to be taken down except using the bridge and you're out of reach from him. Because as we saw when we went against him on land, we used all the SMG, and maybe only a handful, if less, shots managed to hit him. So then you also have to factor in the power of the sniper rifle, which is max firepower for the mod, how many shots those connected, as well as how many of the shotgun hits also connected too. We'll just hop into the trophy room a moment. Yeah, so we had the Proceratosaurus that showed up before that Omega-09. So it definitely feels like the mod. My suggestion would be to probably keep the sensitivity at default. Density, you can crank up or down. If you're looking for more endemics, the higher it is, the more you'll get. And as for, like, dealing with Omega-09, unless you're going to want to farm them for, like, a full trophy room and, like, using the bridge or whatever, I don't think you'll actually be able to fairly fight it on the ground with the weapon roster, just because of how much health it has to it. I don't think it has a mortal zone to it, given it's, again, one of the Rexes that can go down with just enough bullets pumped into it. But it's still nice to have this kind of unique fight in Carnivores mod that we haven't really had before quite like this. We've had special animals or bonus animals that have all had a mortal zone to them, but I don't think we've had one that's been more a part as like a boss mechanic in a way, where there's only one, it's about how much firepower you can pump into it, and I am curious to see what else the the Modders Edition engine will have people come up with and create using it. We already have a sort of boss fight, and I think we could probably see more in the future with it, but yeah, that's just a little bit show off Omega-09, show off what the aggressivity setting means, and how we'll kind of approach towards Site X. Next episode will be actually an Isla Sorna episode, where we're going to be doing some night hunting, as a request from one of the comments a while ago. We'll hop into that, just try to survive for a while and get that as some preparation as we tackle what Site X will be. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave comments right down below. And until I see you in the next video, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.